1961 Falcon station wagon. It's a two-door station wagon. I think that's what makes this one unique, is that it is a two-door station wagon. I don't know how many of these were built two-door versus four-door, but definitely makes the cool factor go up on it. In this particular build, the dad was building it for his daughter, but he didn't get it finished before he passed away. So we have the honor of taking on the project and finishing it for her. He bought a lot of parts for it. We're gonna maximize the amount of parts that he's got to try to put as much as what he was gonna do with the car in there. There's a few things that we'll see when we get there, but there's a few things that I think we're gonna change just to make it more user-friendly. She wants to drive it. She wants to go on weekend trips with it. Not so much a show car, but something they can use as a spare vehicle. Paint and body work on it's pretty good. We're going to put a Mustang 2 independent front suspension in it with coilovers. Her dad built the motor for it, so we're going to put that in there. I do think it's going to get fuel injection and air conditioning. I think it's been mocked up with an FMX, but we're going to change that to an AOD. And it's got some small four-lug Ford rear end in it. I'm not really for sure what that is, but it will get an 8-inch Ford rear end out of a 64 5 or 6 Mustang. So, it just showed up today, and we're gonna do a build sheet on it. It's a 66 Oldsmobile 442. 442 stands for 4-barrel 4-speed dual exhaust. I know after 68 they started making some automatic ones, but this one has aftermarket air conditioning already, and we are doing another dash update just like we did on the 67 GTO. Putting new gauges in it, updating the dash, everything. It'll work like a new one, look like an old one. But this one is a true 4-speed car. It is a real 442. It's another new one to the shop, the Falcon. I have an old one to the shop. Well, we can show you next. So I believe we showed you this one once before when it was on the frame machine, and it was in body work and getting some structural welding finished up on it. It got put in another 3 coats of Axalta 2590 epoxy primer, and then we'll block this down and prime it one more time, and then we'll pull it apart and paint everything, the backside of everything. We'll jam it out, and the motor will come out, the tranny will come out, The rear end's already been rebuilt. The front end's already been rebuilt in this one. We'll paint the engine bay. We'll start the rebuilding of the 302 that's in it. This is a factory 289 car. It's got a 302 in it now. And we are going to, unlike the Falcon wagon where we're putting an AOD in it, we're going to leave this one a C4. And this one will not get air conditioning, but will probably get fuel injection. Some of the backstory on this car. It sat in 2 different shops in Restoration Prison for the better part of the last 20 years. We've had it for the last 3. And we used the floor pans and the frame rails. Everything else, the cow panel, upper and lower cow panel, the A-pillar. This being a convertible, it's got 3 different rockers on it. All 3 rockers got replaced. Outer wheel houses, quarter panels. The only original panel left to this car is the tub for the convertible and the A-pillar up here for the windshield drag for the windshield. Everything else is either aftermarket or off of another car. This one's just going red. So a small update on the Charger. We have the Holley Sniper fuel system in, the powder coated tank, and the fuel pump, and all the lines are done, and the unit's installed on the motor. Really nice clean installation going down. This is a filter going down the right side inner frame rail, going down the right side of the subframe connector, and then it's climbing back up the firewall to go up to the throttle body injector. That's the, I think we already showed the throttle body injector in the last video, but a little step back and pun on this. The March pulley system with the Griffin radiator and the Vintage Air unit, the Vintage Air electric fan. The radiator and the March pulleys are for a manual fan. We opted for the electric fan in it to help the air conditioner at stops, and it is also easy to set up with the Holley fuel injection system to kick on at idle to where it doesn't reduce RPM when you come up to a stop and the AC's on. So all that is connected and interlinked together, but we needed an extra 1/2 inch, and so we slotted the motor mount on this side. To slide it back a 1/2 inch, we had to cut this one into 2 pieces and slide it back on the mount because there's no room to slot the hole in this side. Silver Sport Transmissions was nice enough to send a call tag for the transmission. The cross member originally goes through here, and this being an early version of the TKX, they were still cutting this out and capping it with this plate to fit in the 66 to 70 B-body Chrysler. Well, they have a new version out where this is machined completely flat, and with scooting it back a 1/2 inch, it put the cross member really close to the front side of this mount right here. So they're going to machine that completely flat from here to here and put another cap on it, and then we won't have any interference between the transmission and the cross member, and that will fix that problem. We've already had it in there, slip back where it needs to, everything's going to fit. We just have to send that off, and their Silver Sport's been more than good with this as far as taking care of that. So that's the good and the bad of the Charger for the week.